Hey guys, welcome back. Like I said in the last video, we are going to be going over this very first sound here where Link draws his sword back. So we're going to go ahead and do that with just a little bit of this colander sound here. So let's go ahead and solo this colander track and create a new track above it, because we are actually going to listen to this and choose some of our favorite parts of the sound to pull it up onto the track above. So simply what we're going to do is we're just going to start at the beginning and listen a little bit. So I think the goal with this beginning sound here is to, I think we can see that he's drawing it back a little bit, so he has one swift movement. So we want to find a sound that will emphasize him drawing it back, but we also want to emphasize the sudden stop in the animation. So if you look at the animation, you'll see that he draws it back quickly, so we want a movement sound for that. And then we also want it to stop, and we have that nice little shimmer there too. So let's get something high-pitched in there to kind of just help it sparkle a little bit. So I heard one really good sound in here. Yeah, that one there. I really like that slide sound. So we're going to take that one and move it up here. And we're also going to listen to... Ooh, that was a good one. I'm going to drag that one up here. Actually, this is the last kind of sound I was looking for. I was looking for something a little bit deeper and a little bit more, I want to say latch-like. It sounds like, yeah, chain actually. These three layered together will actually turn out really nicely. One thing I'm noticing as well is I actually made a mistake here. When I exported the sounds, I actually put them in stereo. You guys actually might have a stereo microphone with you. You might be using a Zoom H2 or a Zoom H4, which do not have the capability of recording in mono, or at least not immediately, easily recorded in mono. So if you guys want to actually change these source recordings to mono, because all of these are actually mono, it's just that they're exported in stereo. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to right click and then go to item properties, and I'm going to change the channel mode to mono mix LNR. So this will actually combine both the left channel and the right channel into one. Let's hit OK. There's really no reason for us to be working in stereo with stereo files when they're not actually stereo. It's just fake stereo. It's not really too big of a deal, but it's just something I wanted to mention. And I'm actually probably going to re-export these for you guys when you guys actually download these. You guys should have downloaded these in the last few lectures at some point. So, yeah, cool. So we're going to actually create two new tracks here as well. And we are going to layer all of these on top of each other. We've all done this stuff before. Nothing new here. And let's go ahead and listen to our sounds. So let's listen to this one on its own. Okay, so that's our... It's a little bit quiet, so we're actually going to normalize it by hitting Shift-Command-N, or Control-N, Shift-Command-N if you're on Mac. We're actually going to use this as the sword draw sound. So we're going to line this up so that it starts right when he starts to move. Ooh, that's perfect. And we also want to... Remember our tab to transient trick where we can hit tab and move to the beginning of the waveform. So you'll see that it actually stops a little bit early, but we wanted to get it right on the start of that audio file right there. And we want this one to trigger right when that little sparkle happens. And then this one here, yeah, let's have that one start at the sparkle as well. This sounds a little bit quiet as well, actually. So I'm going to actually hit Control-Shift-N again. Cool, now it's a little bit louder, and it'll blend in much better with the rest of the sounds. Ooh, very nice. It rings out a little bit, and then it stops a little bit too abruptly, so I'm actually going to add a fade here to smooth that out a little bit. And just to show off the before and after as usual, you can hear that it stops abruptly, but once I add these fades, very nice. Cool, that sounds great. Let's go ahead and extend this a little bit, see how that sounds. And let's try extending this one as well. Cool, that actually sounds pretty good. And one more thing that we're going to do is, I think we're clipping here. Nope, we're not clipping, we're good. Cool. So that actually sounds pretty good. I was going to... Let's go ahead and try adding a pitch shifter to this just to see how it sounds. So I'm going to type in pitch here in our filter. We're going to go to repitch. And I want to actually make this a little bit higher pitched. And let's go ahead and listen to that. So I actually want this to loop here in this time region that I selected. So I'm going to click this button down here to loop it. So let's listen to all that together and see how that sounds in the mix with our little bit of a higher pitch. And let's go ahead and disable the effect just to see which one sounds better. Ooh, I actually do like the higher pitch a little bit more. Let's try a little bit higher. Maybe a little bit lower. I think around 8 or 11 was pretty good. I'm going to stick with the 8 though. It's all up to you guys what you guys want to do really. But now we're clipping, and that actually makes sense because it's probably hitting a certain frequency band that is actually clipping it. So we are going to lower this sound, or actually we're just going to lower the volume of the track just a little bit. And let's listen to that. Cool, we're not clipping anymore. Awesome, so that actually went a lot smoother than I expected it to. I had a lot more planned for that sound, but sometimes if you just, I don't choose these exact same 3 ones when I made the original sound that I was showing you earlier. So it's important to, like, this sound that we're gonna make here is gonna be different than the one I showed at the beginning. So it's possible that I have to improvise it just a little bit, and it turns out that this sound didn't need as much effects as the original one did, surprisingly. So I'm just gonna leave this as is, and in the next one, we are actually going to, we have our intro sound, this little swing here, and then we're gonna have the final swing where you'll see another little sparkle there. We want to make a sound just for the ending here. We're gonna focus on the charge up and the spin attack and a little bit here, but first we're just gonna start off with the ending hurrah with Link's fist in the air. So I will see you guys in the next one. Looking forward to it.